All right, let's do the third script. We have built this app so far. We have a panel here. We have loaded it with drop-down values of our selected admin2 region. When we select the region, it zooms to that and loads the surface water image for a particular year into the map. So great thing so far, but we want to take it one step further. So we have this function here, and we have loaded the water 2020 image. Let's say I want to display the area of water in this particular admin region for that particular year. So we want to compute and display the area. To compute the area, we can use our reduce region function. So I'm just going to say, take the water 2020 image, multiply it by the image pixel area, reduce region, and compute that. This is a 30-meter data set, so we use the 30-meter scale. We extract the water area and say, just get the water, divide into 1,000 to convert to hectares, round off the number. So we have a nice round number to be displayed. And we have this number here. Let's just print it for now. We'll see if this works. So let's select the region. You can see it's computing this number and it's printing. And you can see it's being displayed here. So I can select a particular region and it'll display the area of surface water for that particular region. Okay. So this is working, but how do I get this number onto my app here? So first, I need to create a place where I can put this label. So let's just create a blank label. So I'm going to say I will create a label, which is a UI.label. And just to kind of show you how it works, we'll just say this is where we will display area. Okay. And we'll just say main panel dot add area label. Perfect. So you can see the label now. What we want to do is in the code, when we are ready to display our area, we'll just say area label dot set value. We will update this. Right. So see what happens when I run this and I select any region. You'll see that the code runs and it'll display, it'll update the value here. I think there's a typo here. So when I select this, the callback will be fired. And when it runs, it'll say, we will update this with real data. Now we want to set the value with the real water area. So I want to set this to be water area. Again, not what we expected. The reason being, this water area is computed using Earth Engine API. It exists on the server. It's not on the client yet. So we can't display this here. We just want to display this label, but we can't because it's a server-side object. So as we've learned to do this, we'll say water area dot evaluate. We'll just write a function that will be called when it will be done. So we'll say water area client side. And inside this function, we'll do this. So now when I select a region, it's computing. Once the computed region is done, it'll update that. Doing asynchronously, where we are taking this value and setting it, computing it and setting it on the X app once we have the client-side value. Yeah, so the syntax of evaluate is a little different, where you just have a variable, right? You say, I want to get this variable, the value of the variable on the client side. So you call evaluate and you attach a function and say, once the result is ready, I'll call the function with the result. You cannot save it into something because the value is not there yet. So the saving happens later on when the function is called. So typically when you call something, a function on something, you always have a syntax where you save something. You'll say result equals to water area dot evaluate. Here it's an asynchronous thing, so you cannot save this into a variable. You'll say, I have this water area that I computed. This computation is happening inside of this function display, which gets called when we select a dropdown. So once we select this, it comes here, say, I have this number, I want to display it. You evaluate it. It happens in the background. Once the number is computed, it calls this function, which we have written here, and say, hey, I have the result. What do you want to do with it? And say, okay, I'm going to go and update the labels value with the result. So if in our final app, if we just say my label will be empty, so you don't even see that here. So now we run this. As soon as you select this, say, okay, I'm computing the value, and once it's ready, it's going to display that. And a lot of this happens very seamlessly, but if you do not use evaluate, you will have a lot of these breaks and your app will be very janky. If you learn how to do this, your app will feel very professional and nice and smooth to the user, where just things keep update smoothly as and when it's available. Once you have coded your app and you're happy with it, you can say, I've tested my app and it works perfectly. I want to now go and publish it into my account. So once your app is ready, the app publishing is controlled using this button here. So let's click this apps button. You have this panel where you can manage your apps. If you created apps previously, this allows you to delete them or update them. If you never created any apps, this will be blank. Let's click on this button, new app. This will open up this wizard, will guide you through the app publishing process. It'll ask you to select a cloud project. So you select a cloud project. If you're not linked your Earth Engine account with a Google Cloud project, this is where you have to do it. You can use Earth Engine still without the cloud account, but while publishing the app is published using Google Cloud, so you need a Google Cloud account. If you don't have it, you will see that create a new cloud project link here. Click on that, you'll open up Google Cloud Console. If it's the first time you're opening Google Cloud Console, it'll ask you to accept the terms of service and click on the button, it'll create a new project. Just by doing this, you'll not be needing any billing account or anything like that. It just needs a free Google Cloud account to be able to publish the app. Once you have this, you can select your project and then click next. After you select this, it's going to ask you for the name. We're going to ask the name will be just say Surface Water Explorer. We'll keep the name. The app URL would be your cloud project name .projects.earthengine.app / whatever username you give. You can also edit some parts of the URL if you wish to. Then we can create next. You have two options. What do you want to publish? Do you want to publish whatever code you've written as an app? Most of the time, this is the right choice, that you write some app and you say, publish this. This is similar to clicking the get link button. It'll create a snapshot in time of your app and publish that. If you modify the content of the code, it doesn't get updated. If you select the next option, it'll say, I want to publish one of my scripts as an app. That means every time I hit save and update my script, my app will automatically get updated. So if you want to have a script that you can keep changing and your app keeps updated without you republishing it, this is the option to be done. Most of the time when you are building an app, I don't want to publish the app unless I've tested it. So typically I publish the app. If I want to update something, I'll write code, test it, and then manually go and update that app. So I prefer using this one. You can also choose it for this one. Lastly, you have some options. There's a logo option. You can add a logo of your organization to the app if you wanted to. By default, the apps are public. If you want to restrict it to some users, you can share it to only a specific set of users to enable that. And finally, all users have a public profile page and all your apps you published are listed there. So if you want to keep this app unlisted, which is the default one, you can do this. You can click this button to feature on your profile. So other users can come to your profile and see all your apps. Once you're done, you can hit publish and your app will be published. It takes about 5 minutes or so for the app to be published. Once the app is published, you can go back to this apps tab and you'll see all your apps that are published here and find the app here. Click on this. It'll give you the URL where the app is published and you can share the URL with others. This process takes 5 minutes. So once you hit your publish button, wait for 5 minutes. If you go before that, it'll say your app is still being processed. So wait for it. Your app will eventually show up with this URL.